Hi, everybody. It's April 18, 2026. I'm a couple of minutes late trying to set up here. I hope everybody's doing well.
If you hold fluid in your legs or sit for a long period of time, tight fascia is likely blocking your flow.
Hi. Hi, Annie. Welcome. Hi, John. Hi, user. Welcome. Hi, Land Shark Love. Welcome. Welcome. How are you all doing? It's another Saturday. It's actually the temperature is supposed to drop tonight to the 40s. Hi, River Bluff. Welcome. How's your job? We all missed you last week. Hi, Joe. Welcome. Everybody needs to wish Joe a happy birthday. It was his birthday last week. Hi, Roseanne. Welcome. Oh, you've got your wood stove going. Yeah, it's going to be cold tonight. Hi, Vivian. Welcome. Hi, John. Yeah, so last week it was Joe's birthday. He took the day off. He took the evening off from the chat. Yeah, wish Joe happy birthday. Oh, Joe, how old are you? Am I allowed to ask you that question? Yeah, it's supposed to cool down a lot. I was watching Ryan Hall Y'all just a short while ago, and there's some like crazy storm running across the United States, the Midwest, and everything. Yeah, we miss you too, River Bluff. People were asking about you last week. It's always fun when we have a birthday, right? Well, it depends. It depends on what the number is. Hi, City of Fullerton. It's such a great YouTube name. City of Fullerton gang stalking. You know, it's so funny because people leave comments on the videos. Hi, Monaghan, welcome. Oh, you just found the live stream. If you're a subscriber, you'll receive a notification. 24 backwards. Are you 42? Oh, well, that's a kind of a special astrological year. Hi, Julius. Welcome. Yeah, so we've got a crescent moon tonight, so it's increasing in light, which means all the animals are going to be going nutso outside, and not the cute little ones that are running around either. Welcome, welcome. Yes, so last week was Joe's birthday. What makes 42 a special astrological year? Well, it's usually between 41 and 42. It's called the Uranus opposition. Planet Uranus is about change, upheaval, uh, sudden events. A lot of times when the Uranus opposition approaches, big changes in the life of the individual. People get divorced, people start cheating, people get remarried, people change careers, lots of weird stuff. I mean, as an astrologer, when I see Uranus approaching an opposition in somebody else's chart, like I just wait for stuff to happen. You're so funny. You were in the bath, finally shaved legs after 3 weeks. I can't shave my legs because I've got sores. I can only shave half of my legs. Yeah, it's very interesting. There are a lot of astrological events that astrologers watch, like including the Saturn, Saturn Satan cycles, the 7 year cycles, 7, 14, 21, 28, which is why the 27 club is really important. All those musicians and artists that suddenly magically die at 27 years old, it's the Saturn return. But the Uranus opposition, I mean, actually, I watched it happen. I was in a relationship and I watched Uranus go over my ex boyfriend's descendant, and we ended up separating. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, you can always tell. And when there are transits over the descendant, mean that's the relationship house. You had to spot. Yes, that's exactly what happened to me last night. Like I had to do a little bit on one side because I've got these sores that, and I don't know if this happens to you too. Like it'll be fine during the day. It's all dried up. I cover them when I'm sleeping at night. In fact, it was recommended that I buy these copper sleeves. You know how some people wear those sleeves to cover tattoos and stuff? These are not just regular black sleeves. They're for your legs and they're infused with copper. I bought them on Temu. So I've been covering my legs up at night, and I wake up and my calves are all dried up and they're fine all day long until I shower. And then the hot water kind of opens up the sores again, and then they have to dry up again. It's just so annoying. It's like a vicious cycle. Let's see, the great dipole repeller will be at 10 degrees Aries. I don't know what that is. What is the great dipole repeller? I've never heard of that before. What is that? Is that some kind of an astrological point? What is that? Less than a couple of minutes into live already had a long commercial. That soon? That's usually, we usually get the commercials definitely at the 1 hour. Okay, we just got rid of that intruder. I got rid of that intruder. I don't know who that was, but that was spam. So we got rid of that creature. Let's see. Dipole repeller pushes galaxies away from it. Yeah, bye troll. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want those intruders. And that person had to wait at least 10 minutes because I have it set up that if you're not a subscriber, you can't join in the live stream. Hi, Mindy, welcome. You can't join in the live stream unless you're a subscriber for at least 10 minutes. So that intruder waited for 10 minutes to be a subscriber and then spammed. Can somebody look up who that is? Hey, Oka Clevendetta? Oh, Vendetta. Vendetta. Hey, Yoka. Vendetta. Oh, it's probably some cyber stalker with one of those crazy names they make up. Dipole repeller pushes galaxies away from it. So what you're discussing an astronomical And one, oh, okay, thank you, Joe. That's usually the case with those stalkers. You know, they usually have like 8 or 9 accounts. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Not every astronomical aspect shows up or is discussed in an astrological chart. Yeah, it was some perp. You never know who it is. It could be a cyber stalker. It could be somebody who just doesn't, you know, it could be a neighbor even. No, I don't think the neighbors are that creative with all those cute little emojis. It's probably some paid stalker. Dipole repeller is an impossible vast void. Galaxies are moving away from it, and to its opposite, the Shapley attractor. So what does that mean? Definitely a mouth breather. Hi, KG. Welcome. How are you feeling? A mouth breather. What does that mean astronomically? Like, is that so this void, if galaxies are moving away from it, does that mean like some of the gangstalkers will be placed in another galaxy in a vast void on the other side of the universe? There's no galaxies in the Bible, just this enclosed firmament. The Milky Way is about halfway between the dipole repeller and the Shapley. Okay, the Milky Way. Hi, Nick. Finally, good. Welcome, welcome. It's been so impossible. Like these criminals have been in my phone. Like I'll type a comment on a video and I'll check it. And then when I look at it again, it says something completely different. It sounds absurd. So I have to change it again. They've turned off my phone a couple of times yesterday. Your Bible talks about the Pleiades and Orion. What does it say? Honestly, I'm sorry, guys. I have not really read the Bible, but obviously these are, fixed places in the universe, in the skies. And back in the day, like even when they had the baby Jesus, right? What were they doing? They were looking for the North Star. This is how people were able to navigate without maps and without watches. They looked at the stars and how the planets rose and how they interacted with each other. Oh, I eat a lot of turmeric. I buy the whole turmeric and chop that up. In fact, the last time I chopped it up, it actually discolored one of my knives. I'm gonna have to scrub my knife. But what I did, I bought like a whole bunch of stuff that was recommended. Skizit from Targeted Humans in her newsletter had a protocol, and it sounded about right. So I actually went onto Vitacost and bought them all. The only problem is I hate taking pills. I just absolutely hate it. Like the first day I took them all. The second day I took most of them. Today, half. I just hate taking pills. So let's see. You keep learning more about MK Ultra, Stargate, Monarch, MK Often, and how the UFO science. Yes, it's not just the UFO scientists. How about the fusion energy scientists? Nuno Lareros and Amy Estridge. And she was so young. She was like 34, I think. And you know, they do target astrologers. I'll say that back in the day, I was friendly with an older astrologer. Actually, her name was Claire. I remember her name because her name was the same as my mom's name. Let's see, Amy was a TI. She was attacked by dudes. Pretty, but yes, yes. Well, she recorded a couple of videos right before she got unalived. She was not going to take her own life. Um, let's see. Somebody just texted me something. Oh, okay. How many? Wait, how many of us? Yes, I could only imagine. You know, people like Amy Estridge was fairly famous because she had a business. Like she started a what do you call it? A nonprofit. She was an educated woman. She was published. She was interviewed. But there are so many people out there that one don't even know what's going on, and this happens to them, and they disappear. Their families are confused. They don't know what's happening. Hi, Pamela. Welcome. Yeah, thank you for those photos earlier. But yes, MK Ultra, fascinating. Stargate, Monarch, often fascinating. The Gate program, you know, the gifted and talented programs. I did not know that they were literally monitoring people like that. I didn't know. I hear what you're saying, River Bluff. How's your job going? Hopefully, you're still employed and doing well. Yeah, there were so many people. And what about um I was just listening to his video today. Why is his name escaping me now? Zachos Breedlove Ewing. You guys heard of him? I'll type his name in the chat. He was a young man. He still has a channel. He still has two channels up. He's got some really good information on his channel. I'm going to revisit it and um, maybe combine some of my information with his because before YouTube changed their policy about re-uploading was a positive thing. It was okay to do that. So I re-uploaded like 3 or 4 of his videos, and YouTube actually took 2 of them down for medical misinformation. Could you imagine? Like because they were like rife frequencies. Oh no. Oh my goodness. They do that a lot to men, Nick. I'm sorry to hear that. They don't want the Project Bluebeam people to be aware about the UFO invasion they're preparing. Oh, well, you know, see that I don't know, guys. When people start talking about that, I just think it's the government. I'm sorry. I don't maybe there are UFOs, but I'm not even sure about it. I think it's just the government. I think they just make all this stuff up. Although there are other whistleblowers that come forward and say, oh no, there really were. I don't know. I think that we just perform so many damn experiments, it's hard to know what's the truth anymore. Hi, Brenda. Welcome. 3 years on Wednesday, your cat was poisoned and died. Oh, I know. I know. It's just horrible. I can't even talk about animals. Only that if you've got a cat or a dog and you notice something with their eyes, these effers will go in and will implant your animal's eyes with a BCI with a camera. Riverbus says, I think I entertain them too much to take me out. Yeah, where would they be without you? It would be no fun anymore. It's sort of like I watched my cat today. Um, I watched my male cat running around and he had something dangling from his mouth. It was really long. And I'm thinking, that looks a lot like a very skinny snake. I chased after him. He went over one of the buildings. It's dangling from his mouth. And then he runs around. It's still dangling from his mouth. And it's like, I don't know. What happens with cats is if you're a cat owner, you know that they love playing with things that are wiggling, a mouse, whatever it is, a chipmunk, until it dies. Once it's not moving anymore, it's not fun anymore. And that's like with targeted individuals. Like, what will they do if we're not here anymore? They'll have to find somebody new. You mentioned that, pal. Your 2-year-old grandbaby was sleepwalking last night and said that there was a big doggy inside. All paranormal stuff turns out to be military technology. That's just my gut feeling too. Like, and I don't know. I haven't watched all the UFO stuff. All I know is what I'm learning about the military, that they concoct all this stuff. And I'm just waiting for the new Sky show. That's it. Let's see. Cheryl had a squinty eye and suffered bad with dew. I don't know who that. Yes, but who is that? Nettie 555. Does anybody know who that is? I'm so happy to hear that because the gangstalker shadow banned me on all platforms. Thank you. Sort of freak you out. Don't want to console. Yeah, that is very sick. Well, the fact that she was sleepwalking. I mean, not that children don't, little children sometimes do sleepwalk. Amy Escher says that her gang stalkers were contracted. I believe that. And I believe that mine were too. At least I'm in New Jersey. And then en route to Kentucky, there was this one woman who was at my hotel. And then she was in town after I moved here. She definitely looked like either a private contractor or FBI or I don't know. Oh, you're new to my channel, but you do follow. Uh, but I do follow you. I've been gang stalked since 2018. I believe all of my life, but when I woke up, it was 2018. That's exactly what happens, Nettie. It takes a long time to figure out what's happening because at first you think, oh, it's just life's little breaks. Everybody has something happen to them. But it's different when it's happening like once in a while. But when it's happening every week and then every day and then several times a day, it's very possible she may have been attacked with directed energy weapons using an RFK band emitter. Yeah, well that's what happens, because when you said that you're gang stalked because when you went up against law enforcement because they didn't do crap for you against your neighbors. Well, because the neighbors are uh, informants for the law enforcement. That's usually why. Yeah, exactly. Joe said the same thing. I do. I feel bad for people that are born into this. They did target infants. Yes. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's so sick. They're always experimenting. These are sick, depraved people. And remember to hit the thumbs up, guys. Yes, they did target infants. And then, of course, after they're born, somebody left a comment on one of my last videos that she said that after her children were born, they stole the umbilical cords. The umbilical cords contain a lot of DNA and a lot of nutrients. And this is for educational purposes only. Hi, Sue. Welcome. There's just so much corruption across the United States. But it's not just here in the US. Like people complain in the UK and Australia, in Italy and Germany, in other countries. Looks like Jeffrey Dahmer was born into it. His dad was a chemist who worked for a chemical company. No one has done any research to find out the companies that were affiliated with the CIA. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Yes, everything we were taught as children, absolutely incorrect, just the polar opposite. I believe they will. Oh, yes, I believe so too. I'm really upset that I did not perform an autopsy on my mom after she passed away. It was her wishes to be cremated, and that's what I did. Yeah, targeting infants, how can that even be possible? They do it in the hospital. They are pure evil. They don't want you participating in the live. You just had another long commercial. Well, unfortunately, the commercials do come on. Usually, like there's a long commercial an hour in. Dahmer's mom was on oh my goodness. Oh, that is definitely a contributing factor. His mom was on over 20 prescriptions? Wow. What could that be for? And who would do that? He grew up 30 miles from you. I mean that and to look at him, didn't he just looked like the boy next door? Pure evil, just evil. And then you have to wonder how many of these people were targeted, right? Now that we know what we know about the program, how many of those people were targeted? Jordan Maxwell. Oh, yes, Jordan Maxwell. Yes. Most everything he has said has come to pass, and a lot hasn't come to pass yet that he describes in his book, Behold a Pale Horse. Yes, his videos were amazing. That's a good point. Landshark says, I don't think power corrupts. I think corrupt people seek power at all costs. That's a good point. They took your belly button out when you had tubes tied. Oh my goodness. Yikes. And Dahmer's mom never got caught. All this mention about that, I'm sure some people have looked into it. Maybe not enough. All politicians are narcissistic. I believe it almost is a requirement for becoming a politician. Because, if you're a politician, you're forced to be in the public eye. You have to provide speeches. You're on TV. You're being interviewed by the media. Nobody, I mean, who wants to do that on a regular basis? MK Ultra and Monarch aim to split the personality of the subject through extreme trauma directed at children, which causes multiple personalities. Well, I think not only children, well, absolutely children. It's probably the preferred ages. They usually do it around 6 years old, before Saturn, before age 7, and then they'll do it again before age 14. They'll usually do it around age 10, which is like a Jupiter cycle. They do it according to the astrology and the moon cycles. Let's see. I know that sacrificed one of my cats. She got out. She's not an outdoor cat, but she has gotten out one time before and always came home. And I never saw her again. And all my neighbors have cameras. Yes, yes, that's happened here as well. That's what they do. That happened to my cat here, Cheeks. He just disappeared. And he was perfectly healthy, and he was not an old cat. So he's not the kind of cat that would have been hit by a car. Yeah, when they want to cause the multiple personalities, they want to use one against the other, and an awful plausible deniability. They want to create somebody that does unthinkable things. Why? I don't know. It's just sick. It's very sick to perform these experiments. River Bluff, I yes, you watched that guy talking about the gang stalking in the Signal app. He said 80,000 people in one city were on it. Does that seem reasonable? Absolutely. Okay, the shielding company that I have listed, I had contacted them. I do not have their products. I do not have them. I just don't have the money to buy more shielding products. Um, I've been busy now taking care of these weird things on my body. I spent like way too much money this month on this doctor appointment and salves and medicine and stuff. Let's see, there's another serial killer that may have been MK Ultra, Gary Heidnik. He was stationed in Germany, same place as Dama, and the army may have done something too. Well, that would not surprise me. Nettie says, since I've been targeted individual, I have much more close relationship with God, and I say prayed up. Full armor of God, Psalm 91, in all my prayers. Tell me about your knee surgery. No, there was no wrapping. No, when I woke up, there were scars, little surgical scars and slices. I have scars on my legs. They're not from me. These people don't think that God sees what they do, but He does, and they will all pay dearly for their actions if they do not repent. They do. They can see through your eyes. They have a way of attaching to your optic nerve, but they can also implant something. They can actually implant cameras in your eyes. But they somebody else explained it to me how they do it They do it through the optic nerve. I think that's a great idea, Joe, about reaching out to local newspapers, see if they'll run an ad regarding gang stalking. You know what? Don't call it gang stalking, and see what happens, you know? There's other terms for it. Yes, they are deluded to think that God can't see. Well, you know what? This is the thing, though. Their God is Lucifer. Their God's not your God. Organized harassment, organized stalking, vigilante stalking, community harassment. God's the only one who could help our situation with help from each other. Love you all. They never deaden your optic nerve the way they do with older people. You know what, River Bluff? I think I'm not going to mention that, but that's quite a possibility. But I think it's more than that. I think it has a lot to do with the kind of personalities that we are creating in the society, and it has everything to do with the big pharma. I can't say too much about it, other than there are certain prescriptions when taken at certain ages for a long period of time will prevent you from feeling empathy, deaden feelings, which is why you see in the news how these young people are just deleting their parents and feeling no remorse over it. Every one of them, every one of them has been on a cocktail of ADHD, stuff. Let's see. Your stories break my heart, what they do to you and your animals and your property. And yes, they have come into my house and stolen things and planted cameras inside my house as well. Yeah, this is what they do, and they love to do it to women and men, and they hate women. They absolutely hate women. These people are sick. Even the women hate women. Let's say the CIA took over all organized crime. Let's see, there's a Daily Mail news article about Ted Kaczynski being recruited into MK Ultra when he was at Harvard. Oh, that's interesting, right? Also, a major thing not discussed about the majority of active shooters is that many were on SSRIs. Yes. The side effects may increase thoughts of suicide or harm. Yes, that's absolutely correct. Yep, that's absolutely correct. And aggression, it increases aggression. And another thing is that a lot of people will take them and they'll take additional meds on top of that. So they have an interaction, and sometimes they'll drink alcohol or do other illicit drugs along with the SSRIs, and then they're really messed up. Totally messed up. Oh, yes, that's interesting. Yes, the pharmakeia in the Bible is translated as witchcraft. All the drugs people are taking definitely play a role. Yes. Yes, I agree. I've always had a negative perspective on all pharmaceutical drugs. That's just my personal opinion. and also based upon research. Yes, because if you look into all of the shooters, they were all taking some kind of pharmaceutical, all of them, and for long periods of time. Oh, they're definitely used witchcraft. I mean, there's tons of witchcraft here, like on this property. Yes, I've had that opinion for a very long time. A very, very long time. I would never put my kid on drugs, ever. When I was going through my divorce, I wanted to make sure that like everything was a-okay with my daughter. So I bring her to a shrink, right? I'm in the hallway, and you know, the shrink calls me back in, and of course, you know, my daughter is just complaining that I make her bed. You know, like that's her biggest complaint is that I make her bed. But then the shrink tells me that she thinks that my daughter should be prescribed like some ADHD drugs or whatever. And I looked at her. It's like I said, why? And she says, well, she may have, you know, some ADHD or ADD. I said, really? I said, well, like, what makes you think that? She said, well, like she doesn't like sitting still for too long. I'm like thinking, is that like a problem? You know, my daughter was the type of kid she'd do somersaults off her bed, off off the sofa. You know, that's why I put her in gymnastics, you know. So I never took her back there. But there was one time, and this is the weirdest thing. This shrink and freehold, a female, I go there and she's got a black eye. She's got black eye, and I'm thinking, where'd she get that black eye from? And I'm thinking, like, did her husband beat her up? But now I in hindsight, I think she's part of the Black Eye Club. She was trying to put my daughter on drugs. Let's see. You know what I don't understand? Some of their hand signals, and also when I was in my house, every time I walked outside, whether back or front, they appeared to try to intimidate me. Well, that's their goal. They want to intimidate you. They want to provoke. Was Adam Lanza fictional? Some people have said that. I don't know. I haven't looked into that enough. But he had that same bizarre look as all the other guys that were involved in those school shootings. Oh, you're a single female too. They've done witchcraft on you. Your neighbor they didn't know was involved with your hair cutter, and she chopped off your hair. Oh well, she's probably using your hair for a ritual. You'd love to watch my converse with any doctor. Oh yeah, it's so much fun. Well, how about this? This was a good one. So I go to a doctor in Freehold. Now this is my long-term doctor, and he asks me during the time. He says, "Are you going through menopause?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But like nothing's happening. Like my friends are like sweating to death in bed. Their husbands are complaining that they wake up and the bed is wet because their wives are sweating. Like I'm not sweating. Nothing's happening to me. Like it didn't bother me. Like it came and went like it was nothing." But the doctor said, "Well, you know, my wife, when she was going through her changes, she had to take all these medications or whatever." I said, "Really?" I said, "Well, you know, I don't really need anything. I don't have any symptoms." So even though I told him I had no symptoms, he handed me, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 prescriptions. They were for antipsychotic. One of them was Clonopin, and I'm thinking, how does he have the audacity to write me prescriptions for this stuff for going through menopause when I have no symptoms, like zero, nothing's going on? This is how doctors get you hooked on drugs. Let's see. Oh, you have another commercial. Your fan club is working overtime. Let's see. Uh, oh yeah, I did not wear those either on my face. I felt like those masks and stuff. That was a ritual. Yeah, a lot of schooling for doctors is manufactured consent. Well, they're not teaching them some of the things that they really need to know, especially in this day and age. Well, it was not only a scam, but it was an experiment. It was actually experimental, but people didn't read between the lines. People didn't ask what the ingredients were, you know? So people just went along with it. Yeah, I'm like totally straight that way. Like my biggest mind altering drug is coffee. Caffeine. I actually ate a cheesecake this week. I was so excited to go into town and get a cheesecake. Let's see, your dentist prescribed 2 weeks. Oh my, for a 13-year-old? Oh my goodness. That is really bad. Yes, they do. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, like as soon as that shrink in Freehold, the female with the black eye, said that, I never went back there. I just never went back. My daughter was like some of you guys, like in the gifted and talented program. She was not crazy about sitting still in school when she had bigger, she had other things to do. Well, everybody's going to pass through this lifetime. Remember to hit the thumbs up, guys. I know, coffee, nectar of the gods. I've been hooked on coffee since I'm a little kiddo. My mother, I hated to drink milk. I absolutely hate milk. I can't stand it. Although, like, since I've had like Amish milk, that it's different, but regular milk, I can't stand it. So, in order for her to get me to drink milk, she would add coffee to it. It's the only way she got me to drink milk. Like, why was it so important that I drink milk as a child? Yeah, I love coffee. I really like coffee. I like it mixed with hot cocoa, with cocoa or cacao, coffee and cocoa. Hi, Chrysalis. I like your videos very much. They're very informative, and you have a nice speaking voice too. Let's see. Your mom and dad had that big plug-in coffee thing and drank it all day long on the farm. Yes, yes. Yeah, well, when I was in New Jersey, I drank way more coffee there than I do here. And when I was in New Jersey, I not only drank coffee at home, but I would stop at Dunkin' Donuts, I would stop at Starbucks, I would, wherever there was coffee being served, I would stop and buy coffee. After the gym, I would stop for coffee. It didn't matter what time it was. It could be midnight and I would stop for coffee. And it doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, the giant no, that was something my grandma had, that giant silver thing for coffee. No. Yes, yes, yes. Well, you make it's like what do you call it? A carafe. Um, a thermos. Like you make the coffee and then you put it in the thermos to keep it hot. Yeah, so you went through menopause and you didn't have any symptoms either. Yeah, it meant nothing to me. The worst part about it was that I'm not even gonna say. Like you couldn't realize whether I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to get X-rated here. Yeah, my mother didn't drink as much coffee. My father was a coffee person too. A percolator. That's what it's called. The percolator. Yes, yes. Yep, percolator. Hi, Mrs. Matson. Welcome. Starbucks thinks nothing about changing. Oh, it's so expensive. Starbucks is ridiculous. I can't even believe, like in hindsight, how much money I spent on coffee. Just ridiculous. It was a ritual of what the witches do with the masks, and they also stand 6 feet apart. Is that absurd? I would not wear those masks. There's no way I'm going to wear those masks. This is absurd. Oh, you don't like coffee? And you get the jitters from it. You either love it or hate it. I don't know anybody. I know somebody that hates chocolate. How could you hate chocolate? You used to make coffee at home, prefer that, but perps keep. Yeah, they like to poison a lot of things. Coffee candles. Oh, what's that? Coffee candles, less crash and no shaking. Yeah, I remember when I had to, after my mom passed away and I had to fly, I wore the mask around my neck. And only if they asked me to put it on, I would just like move it to my face and then move it away. I can't stand it. I'm not going to wear a mask. Yeah. Well, since I moved here, there's nowhere to buy coffee. So I just make it myself. I know I've heard that about the chocolate. I know. But I don't like milk chocolate. I like the dark chocolate. Yeah, I've been drinking coffee since 5 too, only because my mother would pour it in in the milk. I couldn't stand drinking milk. Many of the details the same, and the people involved in were always such as the mayor, morticians, city council, teachers. Yes, yes, me too. I haven't had espresso in a long time, but yes, I have no problem drinking espresso and going right to sleep. Chocolate comes from rainbows. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't like the white chocolate is so yummy. I haven't had that in a while. I need to order those. Yeah, I don't like colas. I don't really like soda. Yeah, that's a good point. Hope everybody's good. Keep your head up. This is in this crazy world. I always think of you all. Definitely get income. Very important. It's so, it's like it seems like they've got a balance sheet for each of us. Like as soon as you earn something, they make sure that you have an invoice that matches it, meaning some damage that needs to be repaired. A chocolate really is not fattening. The milk chocolate is higher calorie than dark chocolate. A root beer, yes, real root beer I like. Real root beer and real ginger ale, like with ginger. That's about it. Let's see. I wonder how many other TIs are in my small community, but no one knows as we can't find each other. Well, there are probably a lot of people that are targeted not aware of it, or afraid to reach out, or scared. Um, let's see, there are people stalking you before you move, which is still stalking you every time you went for a job. It was definitely qualified for. Never heard back from the job again. Yeah, ginger snaps are yummy. Coca-Cola made a deal with Microsoft. Really? Really? Coca-Cola made a deal with Microsoft. I remember, like, I think it was it might have been when my daughter was in junior high school. Like they did some science experiment with Coke and like sticking a nail in it and it rusted. And I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to drink that. That is so disgusting. These bastards don't scare me when I'm up against judges, law enforcement, attorneys. I lost every time, but still fought back. And then I did sell my house and moved out of state. What state are you in these days? If you want to share. Oh, there's smart dust in Cokes now. Ew. Ugh. I know. I hear what you're saying. I wish I was never aware of it. Ignorance is bliss. And I was ignorant. Well, I'm not going to say I was ignorant. I was just blissfully unaware. I was not familiar with. I did not know what MK Ultra was. Never heard of it. I didn't know what the FBI or CIA actually did. I didn't really care. As a divorced single mom, busy all the time, working all the time, I didn't care. I didn't pay attention to these things. I didn't even watch television. Coke would eat smart dust. Oh, you're in Delaware. Oh, I hear Florida's pretty bad. Pepsi owns everything. I think there's just nano in everything. Yeah, everything that they're spraying, it's just in everything. Imagine the animals. I mean, I don't eat animals, but for you guys that eat meat and stuff, imagine what those poor critters are eating. Yeah, they bother your clothing too. Yes. Yeah, they go into the dryer. They go into your dirty clothing. They slice them. They puncture holes in things that are new. I purchased a new turtleneck over the winter time, and they sliced underneath both armpits. And now Senno Mix has contracts with all these soft drink manufacturers. Oh, right, right. You mentioned that once before. Flavor enhancers. I can't repeat that, but you guys can read it. You have to deal with a coyote. You have a real coyote, or is it a perp pretending to be one? I know, like even in the states that have enacted laws against it, Eddie, it's still happening. It, so what that there's a law if there's no method to file a complaint? They spray this stuff in our homes too. Like literally, they spray the stuff in my chicken coop. It doesn't matter. I can clean that coop top to bottom one day. I'll go in the next day and it's covered in this disgusting dust. I call it bitch dust. It's just like witchcraft dust. Oh, is that you, Zumi? Wait 1 second. I think Zumi's at the door. Zumi, is that you? Is that you? It's about time you came home. It's about time. I had to open the door for my cat. He goes out all day long. I don't know what he does. And then just came home. How come my favorite foods are all poison? What are your favorite foods? Yes, they make the house so dusty. And I do not have any windows open. I'll open like my window in my kitchen, but it's closed all winter long, but the house still gets dusty. Let's see, to all fams, remember what I said, the entities called the soul, cautious, has control of humans and matter where your eyes and ears can be manipulated. Evil can bend light. There's been a long commercial. Oh, okay, yeah, that yellow stuff. I don't really know what it is. One person on one of the conference calls like years ago said it was phosphorus. Oh, so your favorite is pizza, ice cream, and steak. I love pizza. Like I miss pizza. Let's see, in these SRA videos, the victims say they've seen supernatural where they could manipulate things. No, the yellow stuff, it's not dust. It's not yellow dust. It's like a yellow, drippy substance. It was in New Jersey, and you could see it. You can't see it without a black light. You see it only under a black light. Well, not the car. The car is probably covered in pollen. Yeah, I love pizza. And I miss the New Jersey bagels. We had some pretty good bagels back there. I miss Japanese food. I miss Wegmans. Yeah, you can make your own pizza. They sell pizza dough. Let's see, we are praying to Jesus to get some kind of relief and peace from the evildoers. I will fight the fight until the end of this. No way will they turn me into the dark side. Yeah, fresh bagels are so good. Lad says, "Why y'all not eating food anymore?" I eat food. I'm not. Uh, I'm not eating the foods that I used to eat because I have no access to them. Let's see. The shadows you've seen have abilities that human eyes don't catch. I don't know. Like everything here is dark. It's just dark here. I don't really see any shadows. Can you hear me? Oh, let me just type. Yeah, New Jersey has some really good food. Yeah, so for the chat, like I've had people say, "Well, oh, we're not just only talking about gang stalking." Well, we can. Most of my videos are educational about what is happening to us, and the chat. Can you all hear me? Okay, yeah, so, sometimes it's good to just have a regular conversation. Good. Okay, I'm glad you can hear me. Every once in a while, someone will say that they can't hear. Like Vivian says, I can't hear. Vivian can't. I think Nick said he couldn't. Sometimes it's not on my end. Sometimes it's not the chat. Sometimes it's on your end. But there's no way for me to know that other than like seeing that some people are saying that yes, I hear you. No, I don't hear you. Joe says close and come back to River Bluff. Hey, Zoomy. What up? Your stalkers are bored. Oh, okay. So I'm glad the audio is good on your end. So today I received. Okay, you can. Okay, good. I received a paper today on the health effects of conducted energy weapons, and they call it conducted energy weapons because this is a 112 page paper, research paper, in Canada. Okay, and I'm sure the information is very much the same as here in the United States. So, but what they do is in this research, they have provided information on other countries. So, like the United States, Australia, Nova Scotia, British Columbia, etc. So, they said, like in the United States, the modern form of CEWs, which is conducted energy weapons, has been in use in the United States since the early 1990s. Adoption of these devices varies greatly across jurisdictions. As of spring 2010, approximately 260,000 CEWs have been distributed to law enforcement officers in 12,000 agencies in the United States as of 2011. A number of conducted energy weapon devices are also available for civilian use in certain jurisdictions. Decisions and guidelines related to the adoption and use of CEWs by law enforcement are left up to individual agencies, and there is no centralized body that regulates, authorizes, or captures information on their use nationwide. Is that interesting? There is no centralized body that regulates, authorizes, or captures information on their use nationwide. Let's see. Do I have a link? Let's see. Is there a link to this? Um, I'll give you the name. It's not a link because I downloaded it. It was sent to me via email, but this is what it looks like. So you can like do a search for this online. Let's see, and I'm on page 30. And in Australia, these CEWs are considered prohibited weapons and they're not available to the public. They were introduced in the early 2000s for use by tactical and specialist response groups. Starting in 2007, the devices became more widespread and are now used by a range of general patrol officers and specialists and emergency response groups, depending on jurisdiction. Each jurisdiction within the country has its own set of oversight mechanisms and guidelines governing the use of CEWs and the recording of that use. See, there is oversight in Australia, but zero in the United States. All officers must undergo training and accreditation to carry and use a CEW, and a recording device is attached to all CEWs used by general duty officers to capture details related to deployment events. Isn't that interesting? Hi, Lorna. Welcome. They're calling it. See, DEW is directed energy weapons. They're calling it conducted energy weapons. And if I scroll up, I can probably find out why the differentiation between the two. Let's see. 1 second. In their executive summary, studies of animals subjected to prolonged or repeated CEW exposure indicate the potential for respiratory complications, pronounced acidosis, although published experimental data identify respiratory changes in healthy human subjects typical of vigorous physical exertion. Studies involving more heterogeneous groups or humans subjected to prolonged or repeated exposure have not been conducted. Some animal studies suggest that CEWs can induce fatal cardiac arrhythmia, abnormal heart rhythm, when a number of discharge characteristics, either alone or in combination, are in place. A probe placement on opposite sides of the heart, a current is delivered across the heart, probes embedded deeply near the heart, increased charge, prolonged charge discharges. And these studies indicate the biological plausibility of adverse health outcomes following CEW exposure. So they're relating in both in animal subjects and in some human cases that they have, that there is a relationship between the conducted energy weapons and the cause of fatal cardiac arrhythmia. I'm just like scrolling through this article right now. It's very very long. 1 second. So it says it's called the health effects of conducted energy weapons, the expert panel on the medical and physiological impacts of conducted energy weapons. And this is by the Council of Canadian Academies. It's an expert panel. Let's see, what's the date on this? Sumi, 2013, Ottawa. Yeah, I don't know why they call it conducted energy weapons. Conducted energy weapons, CEWs, are devices that use electrical energy to induce pain or to immobilize or incapacitate a person. A broad use of force continuum used by law enforcement and public safety personnel ranges from the physical presence of an officer through to use of deadly force. CEWs are one of several options on this continuum. They are typically used to facilitate arrests of uncooperative individuals who are resisting. The induced loss of voluntary muscle control causes subjects to fall to the ground, where they may be subdued or taken into custody. Subjects are not meant to experience any lasting effects after the application of the device. Okay. Well, I don't know if you guys have seen any of those YouTube videos online. That's not really the case. Let's see, they call it conductive because they don't want the public knowing that they are directing them at us. That's a good point. And remember, this is Canada, and they're describing it as electrical. Now I have Zoomy here, like we trying to weasel his way in between me and the laptop. I'm kind of worried that he's going to do something here and screw things up here. Come on, get down. Come on, go, go, go. Okay, good. Because he's on more than one occasion pressed some keys on the keyboard. I can't show you the cat. He's a tiger. He was dumped here, by the way. Oh, that's a good question, Annie. I wonder what these weapons do to a pacemaker. I'm sure they interfere with it. Zoomy's he's a big cat. He's big. He's very big. Let's see, you have a blue ring around your iris from bad lights they stuck in your house. It hurts. Oh, goodness. Like what kind of lights? Like fluorescent lights? Remember to hit the thumbs up, guys, if you haven't already. Yeah, the one thing about, just like the YouTube chat, I can't show you any images. The only way that I would be able to do that is by subscribing to something called StreamYard. And I don't even think I have enough room on my laptop to download the software, let alone, well, I really don't want to pay a monthly fee at this point. Yeah, well, yeah, at some point, StreamYard would be nice. That's probably the one that I would do rather than Zoom. I like the way StreamYard works, but it does require a monthly fee. Oh, you had to restart your phone. Okay. Oh, yeah. Do you hear the creepy voice? I only hear the creepy voice on the playback. Oh, the LED. Yeah, they're really bad. Very bad. I remember when I was working in New York City like a zillion years ago, and they would have those not LED, like fluorescent lights, and it always felt like so draining. CFL bulbs are not good for people. CFL. So, this executive summary on the health effects of conducted energy weapons says that CEWs are used by law enforcement agencies around the world. They were first adopted by some Canadian law enforcement agencies in the 1900s. Currently, There are approximately 9,174 CEUs in use in Canada, and though the number varies based on jurisdiction, all federal, provincial, and territorial jurisdictions use the device in some capacity. And this is from 2013. Decision making about the protocols for selecting, acquiring, and using CEWs is undertaken by local agencies and varies across geographies. The decision to deploy a CEW resides not only at the institutional and management levels, but also in the field and in the moment. And in the moment. In any policing scenario, an officer on the scene decides whether and how to use force by following protocol, weighing options and outcomes, and estimating risk within the limitations of information available in real time. Oh, that's crock of BS. That's just so BS. After watching like zillions of YouTube videos on how these are deployed, it's just not true. CEWs are intended to be safe and potentially injury reducing compared to alternative interventions, but they're not necessarily risk free. Scientific research and public forums have discussed and debated the potential risk, harm, and appropriateness of CEWs as a use of force option. And they're calling them conducted energy weapons. They're electric. Scientific research and public forums have discussed and debated the potential risk, harm, and appropriateness of the CEWs as a use of force option. Based on media reports and documented inquest processes alone, to date, at least, get this number, at least 33 deaths. at least 33 deaths have been proximal to CEW use in Canada, but they weren't necessarily results of CEW deployment. There is no synthesized body of evidence documenting the number of deaths related to all other use of force encounters to confirm or compare with this number. Given current scrutiny, a scientific consensus on what is known and not known about the physiological and health effects associated with CEW use is essential. I don't know. They spend all this time and money on these studies, and they're not usually telling all the truth. CEWs are based on the principle that the electrical discharges delivered by the device are powerful enough to effectively stimulate motor and sensory nerves, causing incapacitation and pain. But too brief to directly stimulate other electrically excitable tissues. Because the electrical characteristics of CEW devices are variable and evolving, each CEW device must be tested on its own merit to assess performance as well as the ability to induce incapacitation and potential adverse health effects.
Tell me, why should people join us on 8?
Oops. What is that? Okay. Okay, that's my 11:30 alarm. Fifth long commercial and counting. Oh goodness. Oh, that's what those light bulbs are. Those curly ones. I don't like those light bulbs. I bought them in New Jersey and then I ended up removing them all. Let's see, long story, man, but it's doing with gangstalking the whole world. The whole world is possessed. Okay. The weapons are made to fool people because the spiritual part is the item. I've been seeing shadows turn into cars and other items that went missing for weeks. Do they mean? Yes, it could be 33,000. Yes, but either way, it's 33. So it could be 33, 3,300, or 33,000. But the key is the 3 3. Got to use those two numbers together, unless they're 6 6 or 666. But yeah, so it's 33. They claim. Can't make this stuff up, right? Oh goodness. They do live in their numbers. The creepy voice now. Oh wait. I'm here in the creepy voice now and don't hear anything Lorraine is saying if she's speaking. Oh no. You had a stalker the other day with 333 on her neck. How apropos, right? What's the 33? It's a 33 Masonic number, like the last, like they have what is it called, initiations or whatever, steps. Like you're in a 12-step program, you do the 12 steps. They go up to number 33. I don't know what it means. It means that they're a master of something. Yes, you might have to restart your phone. 33 is possession. Okay, gotcha. Well, I guess when they get to the 33, they're actually sacrificing live things. Yes, it's a Freemason number, the 33rd degree. But it's so funny, like if you watch the news articles, and you see numbers that they're explaining about something that's happened, whether it's a certain number of people that disappeared, certain number of people that were in an accident, you'll always find these repeated numbers. So is the creepy voice still in the background there? So let me see if there's anybody that has sent me. Okay, so somebody sent me this link in case you're interested. I get a lot of links during the day. I don't have time to look at them all, but let's post some in the chat so that you have them to look at also. Let's see, the Freemasons mock that number because Jesus was 32. Oh, that's right. Jesus was 33 when he died, so they think it's funny to mock anything that is holy in the biblical way. Oh, the creepy voice is active. Yes. Okay. So let's see what other links that I have that I can post in the chat here. Here's another one. This one is how regular citizens on a secret mission broke in and stole the FBI's dark secrets. I have not had time to look at these yet. Let's see. The next one is here's one that was sent. It's true. They've been chipping humanity. Jesse Beltrane's interview on YouTube. I have not had time to watch this yet either. Hi, Eden. Welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, I saw that you were growing your own vegetables. So I almost was in. Oh no. Oh no. Was that today? Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard that. But we can share information and let other people decide for themselves. Let's see. Let's see. He bought a 79 device and now is charging. Oh, wow. Yes, yes, yes. That is quite costly. What about the 10 scientists that gone missing or wound up dead? They all knew deep dark secrets of government and no more creepy voice. Here in New Mexico, the FBI in Albuquerque had a recruitment program for graduates from school and also a citizens program. I suspect it's one way they recruit some perps amongst others. Yeah, that is scary what they did to you. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that, Susan. I did not know that. How can you find them in your body? Do you have a device to find them? I think they're trying to kill us all off, not realizing that they're all going to be next. Yeah, that's a lot of money because I know that not everybody lives in that area. So in order for them to get there, they've got to spend money, whether it's driving or flying. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. She said, Eden says, I flew to Utah to see John, who works at Homeland Security and has his own company, and used non-linear junction tests and got my FCC frequency. Oh, yeah, that's what it is with the comments. Yeah, you have to. They're like those little dots at the very top of the comments section, where you can see the latest comments or the most recent comments. Okay, you have a thermal that you use and you don't charge people. Oh, some comments aren't showing up. You have to figure out how to use the comment section. when you go to the top, there are like these little dots, and you can look at the most recent comments and click on that, and it'll show different comments. So Eden says, I'm certified in EMF remediation, and I use a Russian device that's thermal. Okay, so selecting all comments, that's probably better. Under the chat filter, choose all comments. Yeah, I know I had a problem with that. And then I started reading my comments in YouTube Studio. I mean, it's just easier for me because then I can respond to them there too. Because just like you guys, I wasn't finding all of the comments to either read or respond to. So Eden, you were able to determine with that device where those semiconductors were? Oh, that's horrible, Eden. Well, okay, so the question is, what do you guys think about the 10 scientists that have gone missing? Well, what do I think? I mean, come on. Well, that's the way they roll. That's what happens here. It's not anything new. They've been doing that for decades and decades. Scientists, doctors, um, alternative research. Hi, mother of three. Welcome, welcome. Yes, they killed Amy Eskridge over the anti-gravity. Yes. And Nunos Loreros over his fusion energy, which, by the way, like a month later, some big fusion merger took place, trading on the stock exchange. What a coincidence, right? Just what a coincidence. Let's see, clicked on the drop down, it said either live chat or top chat. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, yes, yes, Brandy. Yes, I saw that. Yes, she worked for Merck. I remember seeing those videos, and she was frantic about recording herself. I don't know what it was that she knew, but I remember seeing her video. She was begging for help. She knew. She knew. And these are young people. Oh, she did not die of suicide. Come on. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, gotcha. Oh, they use that suicide thing. plausible deniability. Oh, let's make it up because she's not here to tell you otherwise. Oh, right. Yeah, Martha Stewart's blood must be boiling knowing that Nancy Pelosi didn't do a day in jail or pay fines for insider training. Yes, yes, yes. I don't, you know what? I don't remember hearing that name, Susan. She was waking up too many people. They will get rid of anyone that exposes too much. She ran marathons. She just had an insurance exam and passed. Her 8-year-old son. Oh no, that's horrible. See, the thing is, women with children generally do not kill themselves, and that's why I do not believe for a minute that Michaela Raines, the founder of Save a Fox, actually killed herself. I don't. I won't. I don't believe it. Bro, can you please talk about this BS? They do camera in the eyes and thought patterning and the telepathy V2K. Well, those are all different things. Okay, so the question is, Ian, were you targeted after associating with her, or did yours start before hers? That's true. People might be in hiding. It's traumatizing. It's not only traumatizing, but some targeted people are in jail, in prison, that shouldn't be. Some of them, um, like Jessica Thomaston and Ramola D. Has anybody heard about Ramola D? She was swiped up and placed in a psych ward. I mean, I don't even know how her husband allows that to happen. Let's see, you met Brandy at the ACIP meeting at the CDC. Oh, I can't really discuss that, but you all can read that. Yes, yes, Ramola, yes. So this has been going on since November of last year. Uh, I don't know. Something happened with her neighbor, and when I say neighbor, like it's not like here, like our neighbors are like far away from each other. Like where she lives, the neighbors are really in close proximity. Like you walk out your door and your neighbor's right there. Uh, Even closer than in New Jersey. So something happened. I don't know exactly what. Um, but yeah, so I received a text message from a targeted friend who told me about it, and evidently she wrote more about it on her website. Her website is the Everyday. Yes. Oh, good, good. Thank you. Yes, it's there. And her last post there. You can read it. Let's see. I wrote a letter to the UN with Karen Stewart and Nils over. Yes, yes. Thank you for posting that, Joe. You read my mind. Yeah. They hate it when you're doing well. They always try to yes, take care of yourself and improve your life. Yeah, Ramola interviews Shill. Oh, she interviews Shills every once in a while. Every once in a while. We're on a similar frequency band. Eden says, if I die, they killed me. Well, I guess we can all say the same thing. Because I'm sure all you guys can write in the chat, I would never take my own life, right? And here in Kentucky, they like to pretend that every 100 years they have to sacrifice somebody by drowning them. Just saying, I do know how to swim. Just saying. Um, I've heard of him, Richie from Boston. Does he have a YouTube channel? See, Mrs. Matson says, I would never take my own life ever. Never. I do not consent. Is what, yes, I do not consent either. And these damn birds chirping at 12 a.m. and freaking dead animals and weird ass cloaking devices. All these quote unquote accidents never go down without a fight, and be prepared. Yeah. Yeah, we've got weird stuff. I'm still trying to figure out. I still can't find out about where Alba Sparks is. Whatever happened to Alba Sparks? I don't know. You know, the woman who allegedly drowned up the block here after she was dating somebody nobody liked. You have the fake owls, the fake coyotes. Yes. Mother 3 says, I'll be driving down the road, not anywhere near freaking power lines or trees, and I will hear them. I do not consent. I would never. And another person, Renee says, I would never take my own life. Thank you, Renee. My camera senses when somebody's in my home with a cloaking device. Well, you can see it on some IR cameras. But these criminals, these cloakers, yes, the fake mourning doves. That's another one. Yes, yes, that's another one. Yeah. I remember after I moved here, after I moved into this house, and I hear these women like owl calling each other across my property, and I'm thinking, do they think like I'm an idiot or something? These are fake owls. Let's see. Oh wow, you still get mail from previous tenants 9 years ago. That's a long time to be getting mail. Yeah, I've done that a few times. You sing back at the fake owls. I've done it a couple of times. Let's see. MMA is the tech of fallen angels, and Nimrod, blood, graphene, and Jeffrey Epstein plasma. Yeah. I don't know. These guys, these deletes, there's something psychologically wrong with them. Yes, my chickens and roosters, they go nuts sometimes during the day, and I know that they're being harassed. Let's see, Lucifer. I've heard that luciferase. You will light up if you have luciferase in your body. Oh, that's so horrible. Oh, that's oh. SRA victim says they usually get their child from foster care, as the parents don't want to report that they're missing when their checks stop. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Let's see, we went to the Middle East not for World Trade Center, but for poppies and Nimrod body and stargates. Oh, that's interesting. Eden says Stargate 10 is in Iran. They also get illegal immigrant children. Yes, yes, I've seen that online. Yes, yes. The Stargate of Atlantis. Yes, I heard about that purple LED bulbs in the street lights will make those glow. Oh, interesting. Ian says on Project Stargate, Remote Viewer, and Windwalker. I don't know what that is. What's a Windwalker? Military code. Stargate program was actually legit. Code breakers. Oh my goodness! You had that many animals? A a possum, a baby alligator. Oh, that's a bit much. An alligator? What are you going to do with a baby alligator? If they get big. Oh my goodness. Let's see. SRA victims say remote viewing it is real. Some that have more extrasensory abilities are trained to do it. Oh, that's so interesting. I don't know. One of my friends in New Jersey, before he was co opted or slandered against me, he would call me up and say, he was an astrologer friend. He was in California. And he would call me up and he'd say, like, you're a woman of a lot of opinions. Can I have your opinion on, whatever topic it was? It's like, I'm a woman of opinions. Okay. It just means that I can think for myself. Let's see. Oh, that's so sad, Joe. When I hear these stories about your parents selling you out, I can't even imagine. I know, Eden, you're very intuitive. You describe to a T somebody here where I live. There are various flavors of empaths, telekinesis, remote viewers, the GATE program. Try to identify some of these for the government use. Oh, really? Oh, well, who knew? Who knew, right? So my brother, my daughter, and me were in these programs. Let's see. I think my brother sold out my parents. You can't trust anyone who it's. Oh, I don't have to be there. I'm everywhere. You are everywhere. You're so funny. I hear it's raining now. Well, it's so interesting you say that, Joe. Joe says, yes, Lorna, most people have a price. I will say, as a fact, no one has ever confronted or asked me or bribed me for anything. Maybe they're smart and they know that I tell them to go F themselves. Remember to hit the thumbs up, guys. Money will make people do crazy things if they see evil. Because after all, the love of money is the root of all evil. Well, I mean, I grew up not having money. Like my family did not have money. My father's family was poor. I think I mentioned when I did his testimony. Um, when he was growing up, like for Christmas, he would get like an apple or an orange. I'm not going to discuss that on the channel because it goes against YouTube guidelines. Yes, well, yeah, people are the root of all. Well, there's just a lot of evil out there that I really didn't even know existed. I was naive. I really was. I was very naive. I thought that people were inherently good, but I don't believe that anymore. Yeah, every situation is unique regarding money. And I think it has to do with the way you're raised. And both of my parents worked their asses off. Neither of them grew up with money. They had no money. Yes, ESP is real. Some people have it. People have always had it. We evolve with it. Most children are very psychic, but then they're dumbed down. They're taught to ignore it, or through the educational system, not to focus on it. Um, People, their own parents, discount and discredit it. I found that a lot of targeted people are very empathic. Does anyone on here suffer the forced visions and horrible intrusive thoughts along with being called? No, I have not had that. I haven't, but maybe others have. Yeah, yes, you thought people were just having a bad day. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And everybody has a bad day. I mean, it's called life. Nobody has it good all the time. So anyway, it's midnight, guys, and I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. Unless you'd like to continue chatting amongst yourself for a little while, I don't mind doing that. I'll do that from time to time, and I can get up and go check on my cats. So, what would you guys like to do? Would you like another 15 minutes to chat amongst yourselves? So, what I'll do, I'll keep the chat going for another 15 minutes. Okay, good. What I'm going to do, I have to go check on my cats. So I won't be talking. Yeah, yeah, STL he was probably knocked out. I did hear from him though. So he's okay. We corresponded earlier today. Sometimes people just don't make it to the chat. And now this is the second week in a row I haven't seen Con Artist. So Con Artist was not here last week or this week. So I hope he's okay. I hope he's doing okay. I can't show you my cats. Yeah, Con Artist. He was not here last week. Also, it's very unlike him. I mean, every once in a while, like we all forget or get knocked out or whatever. But for 2 weeks in a row, so I might send him an email, just make sure he's okay. Yeah, Elsie. Yeah, Elsie too. There are a couple of people that have had their email accounts hacked that weren't able to get into the live chat. So they might be listening. So like I see that there are 36 people. And there were more earlier. Amy's the one. Her account has been hacked. Amy's account was hacked. Oh, you're in New Zealand, Monaghan. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yes, thank you so much, Joe, for moderating. I appreciate you, and I hope you had a good birthday last week. Wait, Amy Holem? No. Julia says, I'm not an empath, but I'm a transmitter, meaning that people with ESP are able to easily pick up on my thoughts. That's very interesting. Yes, trauma based mind control, when they see you can't be controlled as easily, they will try to eliminate you and turn your kids against you. Yeah, well, I guess they're trying to do that, right? The only thing is, my daughter thinks they're nuts too. So I don't know. Um, let's see. No, I wasn't asking if. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, you got knocked off the call for talking about Stargate. Okay, I hear you. Okay. Amy Holm is the woman who interprets the signals in like audio recordings. Oh yeah, no, my daughter's pretty smart. She didn't want me to move here. The worst thing is like being, the mother and having your daughter tell you I told you so. Usually it's supposed to be the other way around. Yes, well I sent Amy many recordings like last year, but I haven't heard back. It's been more than 6 months. But look out for Charlie. Interpreted a voice on his channel probably like 2 or 3 months ago. I'm telling you, it sounded just like the creepy voice. And he said that it was a mechanical, um, like a pre-recorded voice on the one that he was interpreting. It sounded just like the creepy. And I did send him the creepy voice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she definitely could. But I would love to know what's in the background. That's the thing. And if she could interpret the exact words. Let's see, what's this? If anyone might be interested in a good movie about Stargates, this has Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell. Okay. I believe that the GATE program was designed to identify kids with those abilities. That's probably true. Or not only that, but the kids that have a high IQ. So it's not only about like ESP and all that, it's about IQ and spatial awareness. And also about creativity. Yes, ESP gives creativity. They're different. Yes, and highly intuitive. Yes, there there's so many different things that they look at. Oh, that's so interesting that Eden has picked up on something about Julius just by looking at the name. Yes, any child that who says the emperor has no clothes. Let's see. Apparently, there's a school in India that's set up for making kids very psychic. Well, that would not surprise me. Yeah, that would not surprise me. Can I ask what are the red flags you experienced as a young child? My harassment started in the first grade, and I saw stuff in kindergarten that felt like visions or stuff looking back. I don't know. I don't remember feeling like red flags as a child. I only remember like being very like sensitive and knowing stuff about other people like at a very young age and having a hard time being around certain people, like feeling like I get like itchy. Let's see, empaths evolve with humanity. Empaths help humanity to survive in a ruthless and brutal world. Eastern folks are trying to get Canadian Parliament members to meditate during House and Common meetings. That's interesting. Hi, Toward the Terra. Welcome. Anyone in the gate program or advanced programs, the cabal have a file on you and still follow. Oh, that's terrific. Like, who knew? Right? So, in my family, that's at least three people. If your ears burn, I know I can trust you. Oh, you can't trust me. Can't trust you if your ears are burning. Okay. The MK Ultra program was vast, and I don't think it ever ended. It may have been contracted out to the CIA front companies or shipped out overseas beyond the eyes of news media. That's funny. No, it didn't. It did not. It could not have ended because we're all targeted. Come on, guys. It never ended. It just morphed into 2.0 with technology. TIs, we're all in an MK Ultra program right now. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, you okay? You uploaded a short. It looks like chemtrails. Yes, yes. Being pulled out of class, wearing headphones, and hearing series of tones. Let's see. My dead grandmother would appear in my head and would sit up and stare at me. Does anyone know what that may mean? Your dead grandmother would appear in your head and would sit up and stare at you. Did you have a relationship with your grandma that passed? And you're usually in several programs at one time too. Isn't that wonderful? Let's see. The government is doing 6 brain studies. One in Tourette's, 2 bipolar, addiction, anxiety, Alzheimer's, all skits, all frequencies, not disease. Frequency, not disease. Interesting. Interesting. They're always doing something, right? Yeah, so perhaps we'll do. Let's see. Speaking of chemtrails, they caught a strange shadow in. Oh, good. Oh, the funny background noise. It's our resident creepy voice. Compliments of my perpetrators. Yes, you will hear the creepy voice. on my cameras. You'll hear the creepy voice in the live stream. You'll have creepy voice. Anybody that interviews me on their channel will have the creepy voice in the background. So that's how you know it's my criminals doing that. It's the creepy voice. The creepy voice needs to get its own YouTube channel. Yes, it is a bottomless pit, and it's very frightening to think of how torturous these programs were a long, long time ago. Like, not that they aren't now. Yes, I know that about the Neuralink research. And guess what? All of those monkeys died. Those primates, whatever they were, the Neuralink research, they all died. Let's see. Eden says my human interface is called brainstorm. My eyes are Deca eyes and Hulu lens. Yeah, I don't know what any of that means, but yes, we actually need to discuss these programs in greater length, and in fact, on all of our channels, perhaps we'll do shorts or longer form videos about these programs that really never ended. They morphed into what's happening today. Okay, your eyes are cameras, so they see what's going on. Yes, yes. Well, they're very much into the occult. Yes, the MK often. I never heard of it. I had asked ChatGPT how many other MK programs there were, and MK often popped up. I never heard of it. I know. Well, these people, they're experts in technology, so it's very difficult. Let's see, movie based upon true facts. The men who stare at goats. Oh yes, yeah, that's the CIA. They're staring at goats to try to delete the goat by staring at it. The poor thing. Okay, like let's see. When I shut my eyes, I see black circle in each eye with a faint white ring around them, and they move with my eye movements. Using Linux might work. Let's see. We're being played like a video game on a console. Taiwan-based company. Yeah. Well, it's very easy to piss us all off because we're being tortured. Let's see. Yeah, oh yes, Julius. Yes, the government has black budgets and also generate revenue through blackmail, dealing drugs, human trafficking. Government is the biggest. Well, that's a good point. The government is the biggest mafia in existence. Good points. Yeah. Come to think of it, yeah. Yeah, good point. You saw a guy discussing gang stalking leading back to Scientology. Well, that would not surprise me either. Those people are a little crazy. Yes, yes. So I'm gonna go check on my kitties, and you can continue talking. Present. Oh no. Thank you all for joining the chat tonight. Thank you, Joe, for moderating. I'm back and I'm going to close the chat now. I hope everybody had a good discussion. And stay strong. You're not alone. And have a great night, everybody.